sorry for the little mess up last night with the video. I wasn't really paying attention and I ran out the door to see Oblivion. It was at the last second and I forgot to put the sound on the video. I do that sometimes. So there's a new version up. If you haven't seen it, the version with sound, definitely worth checking out. But this time I'd like to talk about an apologetic I always hear. And this is vaguely a response to ivyman123. Go watch his video. He did a great one responding to someone, does the Bible condone rape? And it's sort of a discussion about the peripheral apologetics he mentions that we always hear, which is that, oh, it was just a cultural time. You know, that's why rape was condoned, because, well, they were going to kill him. You know, this woman got raped, and they didn't say that the woman had to be married. Well, town would stone her for being no longer a virgin. So they had to do this. And from a cultural point of view, I get that. It's still wrong. It's still stupid. And I can understand a lot of these arguments, you know, and all that. Why did they have slaves? Well, that was the culture of the time. Why they couldn't just, you know, change it? The problem is the Bible is the supposed word of God. And God was killing Jews and non-Jews for the slightest offense. He killed people for using the wrong incense. He killed people for wanting something more than bread. I mean, he wasn't the friendliest guy. He killed the second you looked at him wrong. So you're telling me this barbaric God couldn't tell them, no, slavery is wrong. You shouldn't do it. And if you keep having slaves, I'm going to kill you. Like, he did it for the slightest of things. So why couldn't he do it for the immoral things that we now know? This whole idea of he had to work with the culture, that doesn't work when you have supposing the almighty, all-powerful, all-loving, perfect God. That's not what the God in the Old Testament looks like. It looks just like a God that was created by man to fit the time, not a God trying to fit to the time of man. And it's just ridiculous. You're insulting your supposed God by saying, well, he couldn't only work with the time. That's not the kind of God you supposedly worship. And to me, this really shows that this is just a figment. And this was just a product of their culture, not an actual God. Unless you genuinely want to say your God's okay with slavery, rape, and other problems as long as it isn't big deal. You know, as long as he's not trying to change your culture. You guys are trying to change culture all the time now. I mean, let's think about it. Why couldn't God do back then with rape, whatnot, that you guys try to do with homosexuality and abortion and all these other things? You guys make no qualms about it. Your God supposedly tells you these things are wrong. Couldn't he have done it back then? Slavery? Like, why does he require people to change? Why can't he change people? He had no problems doing it for every other thing back then. And don't tell me free will. Because he had no problem killing people for using their free will the wrong way back then. So, I don't know. Comment, rate, comment, subscribe below. Let me know your thoughts. I want to know what you think of this, and if you have any explanations for this idea. And also go check ivyman, please.